Hi friends, this is Caitlin and I'm so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. Tonight we are making a card that was a special request by our very own live regular attendee, Melissa. And so it's going to be really fun and cute. It'll probably be the last Valentine's Day themed card for this year, because next week we should be working with the stamp of the month and then the foil of the month. And then the week after that is sneak peeks already. So let's see. I see Miss Gail checking in, and Helene and Michelle are here. I see Mom and Virginia are here. I see Susan. Let's see. And Miss Lisa is here. And I see Judy checking in with us too. And Jay's here. And Anna. Hi to Anna. So yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone coming to hang out. Like I said, there she is. There's Melissa. This card is inspired by her. She made a request for a shaped card, and then gave me a couple stamp sets that she would like to see used. And so I picked the You Are My Favorite stamp set. Obviously, we're not making raccoons. And I've done the bunnies and the otters before. So I thought that the foxes would be really cute and extra Valentine's-y with that big heart in the background. So they're going to be the star of our show. So yeah, it's going to be very cute. Let's see. Jay, I always say at the end, yeah, you guys can request if there's colors, schemes, or occasions, or stamp sets, or anything that you want to see. I might not be able to do it immediately, but I keep a list for inspiration. So, 100%, you can always request things. Let's see. Yes, the foil color is beautiful. I've seen the pictures. I have not seen it in person. As soon as I get it, I will share it with you guys here. Let's see. Sherry made 20 Valentine's cards today. That's crazy. That's amazing, Sherry. I see Danielle checking in, and Dad's here. It looks like Melissa Fuentes said she got to check us live. Welcome back. Let's see. I see Kelly checking in, and Brennan's here. This is Peach Viper said, I've been gone for 4 years. Is that literally or figuratively is the question I want to know. Lisa said they had a high of 70 today. I'm very jealous. It's still in the 30s here. No fun. Yeah, no, not Team Trash Panda for sure right now. For sure. Kelly's checking in from Portland. Oh, Danielle wants to see February Cat. I can up that on my list. You know what that would be cute with? The foil. Maybe we'll save February Cat for next week when we do the foil. I feel like those would be a good pair. Let's see. Lisa said, love those critters. And Karen's here checking in. Brennan's almost done with having to care about school, so that's good. I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to continue to care anyway. I feel like you didn't get this far by faking it. California was 70 degrees today. Loretta, yep, I 2 people requested it. I now promise that next week we will use the... Oh, I don't have February Cat yet. That'll be... Sorry, February Cat will be... I won't be able to share with you guys until sneak peek week. We can use February Cat then. I can use January Cat next week, though. We'll use January Cat. I don't have February Cat yet. Let's see. I think we got a Loretta and I got a Loretta, which is fun. I love that. Melissa's got unpacking new supplies. That's always exciting. Jeanette's here checking in. Robin says she's got to get those cat stamps too. And Karen's checking in. Yay, I'm so happy. I was going to ask for foxes or koalas. Well, perfect. We're doing foxes. Okay, so the shaped card element that we're going to be using, Melissa's original request was for a heart-shaped card, but I don't have a heart die to do that with, and I did not want to try to fold cardstock to make a heart and like cut it old school. That was not speaking to me. So we're going to make a oblong octagon stitched rectangle card. And I think because of like the orientation of our foxes, I want this to be a top folding card. So first thing we need to do is trim down our cardstock, and we're going to trim it this way. Yeah, Judy, you're right. February Cat won't be out until, I got confused about which month it was. February Cat won't be out until the 19th, but next week I will use January Cat because I still haven't colored her in yet. So, all right, we're cutting this at 4 1/4 skinny ways, hot dog ways. And on my scoring board, we are going to score this at 5 1/2. Okay. So now we have now we have a top folding A2 card, and we're going to take our oblong octagon, and this is the biggest size. So you can see like width-wise, it's almost a full A2. And so to make the shaped card, we're going to shift our top edge so that that solid line is above this fold, right? And that means it's not going to cut there. So I want to make sure we're centered up pretty good side to side. Having the stitching there is totally fine. I'd love to keep this as much stitching as we can. We just want to make sure that that solid line is not touching our paper. And we're going to have to put this through our machine a couple times. It's too low. Because I need this to go through 2 layers of our cardstock. And this is the Pink and Main Ice Rink cardstock. Okay, so now we can see just that little top edge is over the top. Oblong-dagon. Yes, Danielle, exactly. An oblong-dagon. I love it. Let me move all this other junk out of the way while I die cut this. We'll do like 3 passes maybe, and then I'll check it. Yep, perfect. Okay, and so that pops out. You can see those stitches made it right at the top. But now we have our super cute octagon card, octagonal card. And the inside even has those stitches. There's 2 little bumps here. That's from paper that was on my plate that I didn't catch. That's my fault. Still gonna use it. Not a problem. Not enough of a problem for me, at least. All right, so the other thing that I want to do with these oblong shapes, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to handle the like background, what our accent was going to be behind our little foxes. And I thought it would be fun to dig through my scrap bin. I think I've told you guys before, I have this bin that lives next to my desk, and it's where all my little paper piece scraps go till it overflows, worse than that, and then they go in another bin under the desk where I will never pull anything out of. And so I dug through my little side bin here, and I found these are the same. These are from Gradients and Dots paper pack, and then these are both from the Happy Days paper pack, and these ones are fun because they're like the double-sided. But I just felt like these would make striped like a really fun custom pattern, right? We did stamping. We made our own custom stamped background last week, and so I thought it would be really fun to make a little paper pieced one. So I want the stitches in my pattern paper. If you don't need the stitches, you can cut like a regular piece of cardstock and just glue these on, like trim them and glue them on, and then just like cut the edges with scissors. But I really want the stitching in this. So to make that work, I'm gonna take, someone has stolen my pencils. Not even surprised. I'm gonna take a pen, and this is the next size down Octagon. And I'm just using lined paper because I couldn't find my stack of computer printer paper, which is also fine. It doesn't matter. I'm just using a thinner paper so that it's easier to die cut, because the only thing we need this layer for is to hold our papers in place. Okay. And I want to cut these into thinner strips. I'm thinking maybe like 3/4 of an inch is cute. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we have 2 of the flower ones. Ooh, tone on tone pattern paper. I love that, Melissa. I love a good tone on tone. All right. And this kind of wire trimmer is fun because you can use this side or this side to get your 3/4. It's the little things, you know? And I have these 2 big pieces of this, but we might not need the second piece. We'll see. And I just feel like this is going to give us a lot of fun interest. It's like a lot of bang for your buck design-wise. Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure that I have enough pieces for this like pattern mix. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at that. Perfect. So I still have these little baby strips left. Maybe we'll pop those like inside here. right? That could be cute, like one of these, top and bottom maybe. I don't know. We'll get to that later. All right, so all I need to do then is glue these down. I was debating if I want to use liquid glue or not, but I think I'm going to. Or is that gonna like do something weird to my die? Maybe we'll tape runner it. And it doesn't, our stuff doesn't have to be like lined up with the stripes, the lines on our paper. It doesn't even have to really line up with the outline we made of the die, because once we get our everything glued down, we're going to be able to adjust and like shift our die however we need for it to be straight. Hello. Thank you. What paper pack is the daisy paper from that I used on Wednesday? Oh, on Tuesday, duh. I don't know. What card did we make on Tuesday? I have the shaker one here, and I have the hello one here. Oh, the bird. Hold on. That blue floral pattern that we use, this one, is from Cheerful Florals paper pack. And that's this one. Sorry, it just took me a minute. That's pretty much how my week's been going. I'm feeling very scattered. I've been extremely roller coastery emotions-wise this week. And I have craft roulette tomorrow, which means I need to get my act together. I'm like getting actually concerned, and I'm like never nervous anymore for craft roulette. So if you're there and I'm doing crazy stuff, just crazier than normal anyway, just act like it's normal, okay? You guys know. Not all those people know. All right, so now we've made our own little pattern paper. Tuesday, Wednesday, it's all the same. It's all a blur. Hey, Pamela. Super Bowl snack memory. You're crazy. You're crazy. Hey, Jody. Oh, Jody checked in, but she's watching the replay. Oh, I missed her. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I think these are really fun. Yes, the tape roller is very loud. And yeah, I don't save my scrap paper for this specifically, but it is the best way I found to like make myself use some up. Okay, so the next question is, sizing wise, is one size down too big? Right, so our foxes are gonna sit in there with a little sentiment underneath. Is that too big, or is too smaller too small? I kind of like the smaller one. I just feel like those foxes are really going to be, but maybe that's the point, right? Because the patterns are going to be so fun and colorful. Maybe having some extra pattern is a good thing. Let's start with it bigger, and we can always trim it down smaller if we need. Yeah, you guys like the smaller one too. All right. Maybe I should stop second guessing myself. Let's go smaller. And hey, Jackie Ann, no worries. Loretta Craft Roulette is a YouTube channel. And Pink and Mane has been a spin sponsor before. I think Libby has been on for Pink and Mane before. I'm going on as me, but there's always a high chance that I'll be using some Pink and Mane product. Because, especially the dyes, because, you know, I love me some Pink and Mane dyes, obviously. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun card making challenge channel. All right, let's die cut this. So cute, like a little patchwork quilt or something. And it's funny because until you glue it down, it's also like wiggly. I believe the good stuff starts around 7:30 Eastern. And by that, they do a review of all of the cards from the previous week. That stuff is also good. It is good. But I will be on screen a little after 7:30, I believe. Okay. Right. That's so cute. I do like that bold white border. I do like that. Okay. Oh, that could be fun, Melissa. Or have you guys send me parameters, like ideas, and we can pick randomly, and then we can all / I'll do it live here with you guys, make a Pink and Mane exclusive challenge card. That could be fun. Okay, we need this. Let me, I had scissors, trim down my cardstock. Yes, agreed, Brennan. Agreed. Trying to see all of the things as they're passing by while you're live is definitely difficult. But it's so fun. Although last week's parameters really had me stumped. So I'm really grateful to Ardith. If you guys know Ardith, she's amazing. Ardith really took one for the team for me and took some really rough parameters, and now they won't be on the board for me. Remember on Tuesday when I super definitely over inked my black ink pad? Remember that? So fun how I did that. That's better. It was like there was just still a little bit sitting on the top. Cute. I don't even want to risk it. That's a pretty good impression. And I did grab the extra large sentiment strip dies because all of these are double, like stacked sentiments. So I feel like whichever one we need, it'll fit in there. Hey, Cordelia. And I also I really liked this floral, adding that in because that little pop of orange I think will help tie in our, it'll help tie in our foxes. Did Artist do a square card? I don't think it was an A2, but I don't know that it was a square either. Yeah, we do love Artist. Yeah, I've had some of the easiest combinations before, and I've had some of the worst. But Artist the other day really stumped me. And I was like, oh, well, I'll think about it and something will come to me. And it didn't. It never like clicked in my head of like, oh, I would have done this thing. I have no idea. I have zero idea what I would have done. All right, for our fox, I'm going to keep this part of the face, this lower section, light. We're going to act as if there's a little line here connecting on their necks. So the upper part of their face and the bottom part of their body and their tail will have the orange, and then this lower cheeky part and the end of the tail will be like a cream. And Jay said I had to do Easter colors on Halloween. I think I would cry. I think I would cry. Cordelia, I think you're the only Cordelia here. I think everybody's talking to you. All right, so for my fox, I'm starting with O 2.7, which is like a reddy, orangey brown. We're going to add that to the outside of the face, and then here right above the nose. Will come down the back, and then their head would give a shadow. So we're going to just kind of connect that line over. This is an arm that's kind of disappearing behind, so that's why I have that extra little like flare there. We're going to do kind of a central light source, as if the light is here right in between them. So the outer edges are going to get way more shadow than the inner edges. And that's just a stylistic choice. We're not focusing on realism for this one right now. Okay. Then we're going to switch over to 2.5. Oh, I didn't see it, Brennan. You know better than anyone how easy it is for comments to slip through the cracks, my friend. I didn't see it. I'm sure everybody else saw it. Feel free to write it in again about the Pink and Mane challenge. Brennan is our resident Pink and Mane challenge live ambassador. I need him to keep me informed. He knows about all the challenge stuff before I ever do, since he's on the challenge design team. All right, and then we're going to switch over to O 2.4, which has that true pop of orange. So pretty. There we go. There's multiple Cordelias. That's so fun. I definitely missed Cordelia Ralph in the comment lineup. Plus, just so you guys know, I can only see you if you're commenting. I do see you tucked in right under Brennan. So it's definitely his fault. Cordelia R. I only saw Cordelia A until you just wrote that. So thank you. I should do the Pink and Mane challenge in a live. Yes, please remind me. Please remind me of that after this, Brennan, because I won't remember. DM me that. And my shading is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm thinking about using Olo markers because they're easier to find. How many or how do you start with Olos? Do you start with a set or start buying a color family? For any marker purchasing, for the way I use them, right? We generally in card making use them for blending specifically. So I personally would recommend that you start with families. If you, depending on how you like to color, I would say 2 to 3 markers in each family that you're most excited to color with to start. So if you, like when I first started coloring, I knew I wanted to color people, and I wanted to color critters, and I wanted to color florals, right? So I really went heavy on the earth tone, neutral kind of colors, like skin tone, and then like, you know, little furry critter colors, which some of those can overlap if you need them to. And then my next focused were 3 greens that I really liked. And then I think I picked reds or pinks for my first floral. So I got like 3 or 4 earth tones, browns, 3 reds, and 2 or 3 greens to just start out. But if you aren't going to be coloring people and you're only going to be coloring florals, right, then I would skip the earth tones and jump into like oranges or yellows or purples, whatever floral colors you're most drawn to. So like I would say let those kinds of things dictate, but I've never heard anyone have success for the kind of blending that we tend to do as a hobby with those kits that have like one of each color, because you can't blend those, right? You need to be blending within color category for the most part. I say as I color between categories, but you know what I mean? It's an O and an OR, not like a green and a purple. You're never going to be able to blend those, especially with only those 2 individual colors. So I always recommend starting your collection by color family of what you're going to use the most, and then building out from there. Why is pink not called light red? So for us, pink is really red violet, right? It's RVs. And that's true no matter which marker collection kind of we're talking about. Where, right, the red colors have a pink, but when I mentioned our when I said reds or pinks, I meant Rs or RVs. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I got Rs and not RVs, but the RVs have that extra purple in them. Let's grab a little R 5.3 for these ears. I will tell you guys right now, one of my biggest things that's occurred to me this year, I feel like you guys might remember, anytime I've used my Copics in the winter, I have to put something here, and you can see I have like stains right now. I have to put like a Post-it or a piece of cardstock down because my caps will leak colorless blender and like ink onto my mat when I put my lid like that. I don't have that problem with my Olos. So I'm sure it has to do with how the ink flows into the pen, into the tip. But that is something that I'm very grateful for right now, because you may remember that has been an ongoing issue for me for years, of my markers leaking everywhere. So big advantage for Olos on that one. All right, let's grab, this is my Olo color chart from Sandy Allnock. And we need to match up something in these pinks for this heart. So I feel like the RV 0.4 or even like this RV 1.7 is nice. Maybe like in here, that could be pretty. Yeah, let's try that and see how it works. RV 0.4, 1.7, and 1.5. Pamela, 100%, I understand. I have so many of my other markers that have dried up as well. Some of them not that old. So we definitely, and now that Olo has that new color extension, there's even more. I'm gonna need a new chart. All right, let's see. Continuing, I'm adding all of my sheeting to the outside of the heart. I don't always do that, but because the whole heart isn't visible, I just feel like that makes the most sense for this. Teal Valentine should be a thing. Yep, I concur. I love like although I do like candy heart pastel, like even lighter than the heart stuff we did last week here. Like a true pastel, like mint green, baby pink, and like a buttery yellow. So pretty. And don't be afraid to put down a layer of your next lighter shade and kind of give it a minute and then go back over, because that second pass will usually help you get that nicer blend. Brennan, when does the current Pink and Main challenge end? Like, when's the next one? Should I work on something for this one, planning for a live, or should we wait until the next one? She's like a little lower down than him. All right, then let's see what happens when we jump a little bit here. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Yay. Oh, I didn't even color their faces. I'm over here trying to talk about so many marker things. I completely blanked on giving them some cream colored faces. OR 2.0 and 2.1. That's what I want, I think. Maybe just the 2.0. So I'm going to add some of this kind of just around the outside of the face. And we'll just come back in with some 0 and blend and soften that back out. Just kind of flicking in some color through the tail, just so it's not plain. I'll hold this up in a second and show you guys closer. Let's bring in our 0. Get that a little blendy. And you know what else I think could be cute? Just like a little, ooh, that's a juicy marker. goodness. All right, well, that side's blended out. Let's blend her out a little bit. Maybe the cold is affecting my Olos and I just haven't experienced it all yet. I don't know. I will report back on that one. There you go. So cute. Okay. I think we're going to be early on this one tonight, guys. Are Olo tips like Copic tips? They're thicker than, I'm definitely not a convert, Jackie Ann, don't worry. I have both still. That won't be changing anytime soon. I see now, Brennan, I think you skipped my question. No, I forgot what we were talking about. There's our little foxes. Just me trying to read back through questions. Making sure I'm not missing anything. All right, let's get these guys out. Oh yeah, the Olo tips are a little thicker, and I really want. Olo has said they're going to come out with a precision nib, and I really want that. I had to lock in for a second for homework. I need you to tell me when the current Pink and Main challenge ends, / the new one starts, and if I should try to get a challenge done with the current challenge or if we should wait until the next challenge, because you know the timeline and I do not. Look how cute they're gonna be. Yes. Oh my god, they're so cute. With like a little sentiment. Like a little bloop right there. So silly. It's so short. We're gonna need one bigger than that. So you are my favorite. You have my heart. That's cute. I couldn't love you more. I think we need this one. Have these on little like photo magnet sheets. You have my heart. Oh, my hair's everywhere. I couldn't love you more. That one takes up a nice chunk of that like height, but we still need one longer if we're going to use that. You're the next longer one, right? That seems like a big jump. Did I lose one? I did that one. That's that one. I couldn't love you more. I think I love that. And I think we should do it in Dress Shop Pink. Pink ink. Let's just like fully commit. Yeah, Brennan, tell them all about the challenge. Where is it located? When is this current one going until? When are we getting a new one? Are we going to love it? Have you already made your thing for it yet? Give us all the dirt, Brennan. Spill the tea, fam. I do like the foxes a lot, Helene. I think they're really cute. Okay, I couldn't love you more. Oh yeah, what's the prize? Look, now he's quiet. For the first time in my entire Pink and Mean career, Brennan is quiet in the chat. So the current challenge is Snow or Snowmen, and it ends next Wednesday on the 11th. So it'd be a little late to promote it. The next one starts next Friday, the 13th, with the release right after that. Then I think the first live after release week, we should do a challenge card with maybe some of the new stuff. I think that's what we should do. So that first Tuesday after the 19th, what is that? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, I think the 24th, February 24th, we'll do a challenge card with the new challenge. You're entered into win a drawing to win a $25 gift card. Each card you make is a separate entry, and we're not judging the card. It's a random draw. What size are the sentiment dies? Yeah, let me show you. They are, would help if I did the side where you can see the die cuts, huh? They're 3/4 of an inch wide. I do like them because Pink and Mean has so many different fonts that we use. It's nice to be able to have a die for the like thicker fonts or something like this that's stacked. And then I also have the regular ones, but those are pretty skinny. I wish there was a size in between those two. Put in a request to Michelle, maybe. Ow. Whacked my hand with the little wheel. Ooh, next month's challenge is super approachable. Perfect. Yep. We will make a card for the challenge on the 24th. I don't know what the theme is, but we'll make it work with something from the new release. I'll figure it out. But then again, at some point later this spring, I'll have you guys, or we'll make like a Google form and have everybody send in ideas for other random things for a challenge, and we'll do our own like random challenge. I think that'll be fun. Look how cute it's gonna be. Do we leave it just like that? Do we need embellishments? Am I gonna do too much? Oh, this card fits the February challenge. Perfect. She does really have something for everyone, Helene. You were very correct about that. Her releases, Pink and Mean's releases, are extremely carefully planned. Michelle does not just pick random stuff and hope it works. Like, she works her butt off, making sure the releases are good. Lisa says as is. Foam pop-up. I do like the idea of foam pop-up. Melissa's saying sequins. I don't know. I think Melissa's on team Too Much Jean with me. I need some more votes. Are we adding? I will definitely pop it up with foam. Lisa says pop it up. Yeah. For sure, pop it up. But do we need any other kind of embellishment, or do we just let the pattern paper be the star? What is happening? You were just working. Hello? There we go. Had to get that giant blob out. Make sure my hearts are facing up. And I did this with liquid glue because I want to be able to shift it a little for a second to make sure that it's centered and parallel and all of those things. Too busy, leave the pattern paper to shine. Yeah, I think so too. I think pop it up and no embellishments this time. We added plenty of embellishments last time, so it's probably a good balance. But you guys know, I always need you to help me know if it's a good idea or if it's just my too much Jean talking. Sometimes she takes over. And the more like, I don't know, up and down I feel, the more I tend to be reckless about how much I'm adding to my card. I was making a card last night and filming it for this weekend. And I did that. I was like on the last step and was like, oh my God, should I add white highlights? And I didn't even, I was like, yes. And I just went for it and I almost ruined my card. I had to like take a damp cloth and wipe my gel pen off, which luckily worked. I haven't done that before, but I guess I was quick enough with it, with my regret, that it worked. And I was able to do another layer of marker over top. And if I didn't tell anyone, I don't think you would notice. Not sure how I'm going to address that in the video, but you guys know I don't like to edit out all of my silly stuff. I like to leave in the mistakes. So because we're not adding embellishments, my gut is saying that we should at least add like something cute inside the card, you know? I'm gonna go for it. Because I feel like I never do anything to the inside of my cards. Half the time, you guys know it's not even on a card base. Most of the time, I'm just out here making card fronts. Right, so just like a little like cutesy pop when you open. I'm gonna see if this works. My one side is already trimmed to match that angle. I want this one to kind of sit inside those stitched lines. Oh, I just need like a little further. So I'm just shifting my pattern paper so it's still up against that bottom line, stitch line where I want it to be, and just trimming this. There we go, so that it sits right inside those stitches. Yeah, a little trim, a little cutesy, and we're using up the rest of that scrap. Look, now that's the scrap. Go us. All right. That is our card project for tonight. I couldn't love you more with our shaped Valentine's Day card. with our little You're My Favorite stamp set critters. So stinking cute. Got to use up some good scraps. And yeah, I just think this one is just so happy. And I feel like you could, this obviously doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. It could be love for any time. But I think this paper, you could do whatever you want. Like this kind of setup where you're just layering fun patterns together, you could make for so many different backgrounds depending on what's in your stash. So that is our card for tonight. Like I said, if you want to come hang out with me tomorrow on Craft Roulette, the live show starts around 7:30 Eastern. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here on Tuesday with the stamp of the month, 99.999% sure. And we'll be making bluebirds again because I'm still dying to color those little stamps as bluebirds. And then we'll have January Cat on Thursday with the foil of the month. And then sneak peeks. So it's going to be a good couple weeks. I hope you guys will all come back. Thank you to everyone who is in the comments, who maybe isn't usually in the comments today. I love when I see more and more names in there. It just makes my heart feel happy that you guys are excited. And I hope that you come back, and I hope you keep chatting with us. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay warm. If you're in California and it's 70 degrees, you better go soak up some of that sun for me. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks again. And until next time, happy crafting, guys.